Right, good evening and welcome to Warren East High School. Bear with us tonight. We're battling internet issues. Steve Sanders, Mike Cleff with the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network, courtesy of Prep Spin. We're in the starting lineups right now for the first game of a girls-boys basketball doubleheader between Warren East and Glasgow. The boys' game to follow. This is a game rescheduled. Originally supposed to be played last night, so we're glad to have it tonight. Of course, Warren County Public Schools have not been in school both today and yesterday. Steve, welcome aboard. I'm just glad we have basketball to watch and to talk about tonight.
Keep your fingers crossed and your toes crossed, and we'll see what we can do. We're live and in color right now, so let's hang on.
Again, there's been a statewide internet issue and shortage throughout the schools in the entire state. That's what we were talking about, the internet issue. We've done some troubleshooting. Steve deserves all the credit on that. And hopefully we'll be able to be with you here for the doubleheader between the Lady Scotties and Lady Raiders, followed by the Scotties and the Raiders. So Warren East wins the opening tip, and we're underway. I don't know about you, Steve. I needed a basketball doubleheader tonight.
Yes, it's good to be back in it. I hate that we missed a doubleheader on Monday. That would have been always fun to watch Warren Central play. But Mother Nature had other plans.
That was supposed to be the Lady Dragons and Dragons Senior Night. They have yet to officially reschedule that. When they do, we hope to bring you that senior night. So we will keep you posted via social media, but they're still trying to reschedule that. So we're just underway. The drive, no good. Good offensive rebound, no. And Glasgow gets the defensive board. The jumper by Glasgow, good. The Lady Scotties are on the board first. This is Sam Carver, the sophomore, bringing the ball up court for Warren East. That's Kennedy Lawson. Inside, Ray Ellen Jones. No, but she gets her own miss. Goes back up. No, but there's Carver. She's going to have to get out of the lane. Warren East is going to retain possession. Thanks in particular tonight, the hospitality by Athletic Director Brandon Combs of Warren East and Assistant Athletic Director Patrick White. No, they've gone the extra effort tonight to make sure this doubleheader takes place. Lady Scotty's off to a good start, Steve.
What's Glasgow's record, Mike? Do you know? I
do not know, Steve. I was hoping to check that before the game tonight, but obviously I couldn't.
Have no internet.
Yeah, and I apologize.
Let's just say those first two shots look good.
They sure did.
Well, there's his stroke up, but couldn't get it to fall.
And I apologize to the watchers and listeners on the Glasgow side. I'll tell you what, Coach Neville's getting a quick timeout here at 7-0. Steve, to say the least, this is not the start Warren East wanted.
No, Glasgow taking advantage of the opportunities they have. They look good. Coach Neville, I'm sure, is, Warren East have had some good looks down there. They did a good job rebounding. They just couldn't get anything to fall, but they've got to get back on the defensive end also.
Again, I apologize in advance. I'm going to be very limited on information on Glasgow because of the internet issues, and so I apologize in advance on that. I'm going off of previous info from Warren East. Mike Cleff, Steve Sanders, Warren County Public Schools Sports Network, courtesy of Prep Spin. We'll run down the options. You can watch our live stream. I'm just glad that we have it on tonight. Again, all the credit to Steve for troubleshooting that. And
well, I can fill in the blank on Glasgow. They're shooting 100% right now. And Warren East is hitting 0%. And that's the difference in the ball game.
And two of Glasgow's shots, Steve, have been from pretty good range.
Right.
So it's 7-0 Glasgow. They have the ball. Warren East with some pressure, but the Lady Scotties get it past half court. And that's good defense there by Kennedy Lawson. And Warren East trying to get in on a defensive stance here. Glasgow showing good patience on offense. And they're going to get a foul on Warren East. Warren East head coach Jenny Neville. Glasgow head coach Kelsey Kirkpatrick. Nice pass inside, and oh,
it's a good look.
Yeah. Ray Ellen Jones with the rebound for Warren East. Lady Raiders, 3 minutes in, still looking for their first points. That is Reagan Lawson, number 1, getting it over to Sam Carver, number 10. And that right there is Riley Jones. Good defense by the Lady Scotties. Playing a solid man-to-man defense. There's the runner. No. Steve mentioned Warren East doing a good job on the offensive boards early on.
Can't convert any of them. That's the difficult thing. But.
And Steve, I don't care what anyone says. When you're not in your normal ritual, and I'm talking about we've not had school the last 2 days, you're going to come out slow. I don't care what anyone says. But unfortunately for the Lady Raiders, that's what's happened as they're trailing 7-0. And the steal by Glasgow. Here come the Lady Scotties. Shot, no. That's going to go off Glasgow. It'll be Warren East ball.
Good call.
Yep. Of course, it's the first year that Warren East and Glasgow are in the same district, the 15th district.
It's going to be a competitive basketball district with Glasgow and Warren East and Barron County and others.
It sure is. And Athletic Director Brandon Combs of Warren East has been very complimentary. Those are schools, Steve, that travel well. They bring their fans. We have 3:50 to go in the first quarter. Warren East still trying to get on the board. 7-0, Lady Scotties with the early lead. And there's Reagan Lawson. Ooh, had a good look at it, just wouldn't go. And here comes Glasgow.
Good ball movement. Good crisp passes. Find the open shot.
21 has good form on her shot, Steve, and it's 9-0. And it looks like Coach Neville's going to go to the bench and bring in Kenzie Upton. He's just searching for some type of combination.
You said Warren East is not playing poorly at all. They're just not getting buckets to fall. They're rebounding well. They played pretty good defense tonight, but the buckets just aren't there.
They've had probably 4 or 5 chip shots, Steve.
Right.
They just haven't gone.
A couple of the inside rebound putbacks that just haven't fallen.
Yep. Ray Ellen Jones with the ball out front, looking for an open teammate, but that's not happening. There's Kennedy Lawson.
Good position down in the paint.
Yep. Reagan Lawson. We're going to get a travel on Ray Ellen Jones. So into the game for Warren East will be Kenzie Upton and Riley Bratcher as Coach Neville just trying to find some combination that'll get Warren East going. We played 5.5 minutes, Steve, and they haven't scored yet. Oh, boy. That's a good-looking three-pointer.
It is.
By the Lady Scotties, and it's 12-0.
I don't have a lot of analysis for this mic. They're shooting the lights out of it, and Warren East still can't find the bottom of the net.
No, that's
not for lack of effort, but just it's not falling.
Coach Neville has already taken one timeout. If this score, this deficit increases before the quarter, he might take another. Oh, boy. Well, it's 12-0, Glasgow leading. 1:46 to go in the first quarter. Mike Cleff, Steve Sanders, Warren County Public Schools Sports Network. Oh, my. Wow. Steve, you mentioned it. Glasgow shooting lights out. It's 15-0. We've reached the minute and 27 seconds left in the first quarter. And Glasgow obviously has led from start to finish.
Yeah. Well, we might get some free throws here.
Yeah. The Glasgow boys team just arriving. The Scotties will take on the Raiders in our late game tonight. Steve and I will be at Greenwood 2 nights from now as the Lady Gators and Gators will host South Warren. So hopefully Steve Warren East can get on the board here.
Right.
There you go.
Maybe that'll get them going.
Yep. That makes it 15-1 with 1:17 to go in the first quarter. You know, Steve, when we've been here to watch Warren East girls basketball, they played pretty well. This is kind of the exception to the rule. Yeah.
And we've seen them play well against some good teams.
Second free throw, no. And the Lady Scotties grab the rebound. So, minute 5 to go in the quarter. Good block there by Rael and Jones. Glasgow chases down the loose ball. We're under a minute. It's Glasgow 15, Warren East 1. First game of a hoops doubleheader, the boys' game to follow. Steve, I would remember Glasgow missing one shot, now 2.
Yeah.
And Warren East gets the rebound. That's Riley Bratcher getting the rebound and bringing it up court. That's Sam Carver, the tenacious sophomore guard for the Lady Raiders. That's Reagan Lawson. And again, Rael and Jones. She's going to drive it, spin move. No. And I think they're going to get a 3-second call, Steve. No, I'm sorry.
They're going to foul.
Yep, that's going to be on the Lady Scotties. We have 14.2 seconds left in the quarter. We got a sub coming in for Warren East. That's Riley Jones. She'll check in for Rael and Jones. So Warren East will try to get a hoop here before the quarter ends. They're going to get a foul. Yeah, Steve, I don't think Warren East has played that poorly. They're down 14, but the biggest thing that's hurt them, obviously, is they just can't get the ball to go in the basket. That'll
there we go.
Good shot there by Reagan Lawson. We're down to 4 seconds. It's now 15-4. Long heave by Glasgow. Oh, just off the mark. So we've reached the end of the first quarter. Glasgow leading Warren East 15-4. You're watching girls basketball on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Kids deserve the space to grow, to play, to explore. And if they get sick or hurt, they deserve a hospital devoted to them. This is our promise, the most advanced care possible. With doctors, nurses, therapists, and surgeons who specialize in getting kids back to simply being kids again. We are UK Healthcare's Kentucky Children's Hospital. And for us, the power of advanced medicine is more than saving lives. It's saving lifetimes.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't. 6 months, down the drain. Give up?
I know him.
Get up.
Davis Taylor is his name.
What's his name?
Davis Taylor. He graduated from
He's not a runner now.
about 17.
I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
All right, we're back at Warren East High School. And, Steve, hopefully that three-pointer to end the quarter will carry into the second quarter for the Lady Raiders. 15-4, Glasgow leading Warren East. We're just underway in the second quarter. Mike Cleff, Steve Sanders, Warren County Public Schools Sports Network, courtesy of Prep Spin. And they're going to get Warren East on the foul. That'll be the Lady Raiders' second team foul in the first half. Glasgow has committed 3 fouls. We'll run down the Going down the options, you can watch our live stream. Glasgow inbounds, and we're going to get a foul on Warren East again.
It's 2 quick fouls on Lawson, I think. Yep.
Yep. You can watch our live stream at prepspin.com or go.prepspin.com. You can also go to the PrepSpin Facebook and Twitter pages. You can also go to Roku and Fire Stick TV and look for PrepSpin. Go to our website, school website, warrencountyschools.org, or go to on the sports page. So,
good defense by Warren East leads to a jump ball with possession Warren East.
Job right there by Riley Jones. She'll get a couple of free throws. That's the way to chip away, Steve. Get those points from the foul line.
Riley Jones in the line for 2 shots.
First free throw is no good. The Warren East High School Pep Band is in attendance again tonight and did a nice job playing the national anthem. Well, couldn't convert those free throws, and here come the Lady Scotties. And we're going back the other way. So it's Sam Carver bringing the ball up court for the Lady Raiders. Their head coach is Jenny Neville. That's Kennedy Lawson over to Riley Jones. There's the drive and the kick out. That's Riley Bratcher. No. There you go right there, Steve. You can't complain about that shot.
That was a really open shot. Good look.
It's still 15-4. We played over a minute and a half, still looking for our first points of this quarter. No. No. And it goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Warren East ball. Well, Steve, here's their chance for Warren East to chip away. They've cut a 15-point deficit into an 11-point deficit. Now they'll try to get it into single digits. That's Riley Jones that fell to the court. She's back up. Kenzie Upton, no. And they're going to get, I believe they're going to get a jump ball.
Yeah, this will stay with Glasgow now.
Okay. Again, the boys' game between the Raiders of Warren East and the Scotties of Glasgow to follow. Good defense by Warren East. That's a steal. Here comes Sam Carver. Back over to Carver. She'll try a 3. No. Riley Bratcher with a good hustle gets the offensive board. And there is Riley Jones. Yeah. There you go, Steve. There you go.
Good defense on one end. Patience on the other end. Good look. You know, if they can get some of these shots to fall, they'll be right back in it. Warren East is a quality team. We've seen them play some really good teams, and they can hang right in there with them.
It's now 15-6, Glasgow leading Warren East. Keep in mind, Glasgow scored the first 15 points of the game. We have 4:47 to go in the first half. That's not the defense that Coach Neville wants.
No.
We'll keep it here. Glasgow's going to call a timeout, and Steve, I wonder if they're going to set up a press, as we'll keep it right here. So, Steve, obviously, Coach Neville, the last thing she wanted is the offensive struggles the Lady Raiders are having, but then again, it could be worse. You're sitting up, you're down 11, 4:44 to go in the first half, plenty of time, and as you mentioned, Warren East has done some good things in this first half so far.
Yeah, you know, to say offensive struggles could be an understatement, but on the positive side, they're playing good defense. They're rebounding the ball well. They're getting some open looks. They've just got to get in the groove of this game and get some of these shots to fall, build their confidence, keep running their offense, don't get impatient, and maybe try to chip this game under 10 points at halftime and just keep chipping away.
We're in a timeout right now, which was called by Glasgow, as the Lady Raiders will have the ball as we resume action. Again, thanks to the wonderful hospitality here extended by Warren East Principal Jonathan Vincent, Athletic Director Brandon Combs, and Assistant Athletic Director Patrick White. You could hear the Warren East Pep Band a moment ago in the background. They do a nice job. We're so glad they're in attendance. Is Sam Carver bringing the ball up court. And there is Kennedy Lawson. Riley Bratcher. Carver now has it again. .4:15 to go. And that's not what Warren East wanted. See if you notice I didn't say that word. I'll let you say it.
I was trying not to, but turnover.
Yep. Okay, that shot is off.
Well, that was good news for Warren East, as that shot didn't look very good.
Yep.
So, another held ball. That'll go to Warren East.
Okay. So it's 17-6. Glasgow leading Warren East. 3:57 to go in the first half. It's a first game of a doubleheader. Mike Cleff, Steve Sanders.
I'm sure Coach Neville is kind of holding her breath, hoping that at some point Glasgow's shooting will cool off, and it has a little bit. It's only scored 2 points in the last 4 or 5 minutes of game time.
I don't know about you, Steve. If I'm Coach Neville, I feel fortunate down by just 11. Right. Oh, boy.
Turnover.
Yep. Coach Neville just has a look on her face like, let's just get this game to halftime. Hit the reset button. So here come the Lady Scotties. Got a football score right now, 17-6, Glasgow leading Warren East. Jumper? No. Good hustle by both players. It's going to be Warren East ball. Lady Scotties will sub in a player. Hope that young lady is okay. She ran to the locker room. Here come the Lady Raiders. We're nearing the 3-minute mark left in the first half. This is Riley Jones. Gets it to Sam Carver. No. They're going to get, nice hustle there.
Should be a foul.
Yeah. Good hustle there, Steve, by Rail and Jones. Should get a couple of free throws.
The foul is on Austin. First, second, Lady Scotty's 5th team foul.
So that's the Lady Scotty's 5th foul of the first half. Warren East has committed just 3 with 2:56 to go in the first half. There you go. As Raylan Jones converts on the first free throw. And Warren East is now within 10, trying to cut it to 9, get under double digits. You're watching the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network, courtesy of Prep Spin. Riley Jones gets it to a 9-point deficit at 17-8. Kind of feel like it's a game again, Steve.
Yeah, I do. Momentum's kind of shifted, or it's kind of in a neutral position right now. No team really has a lot of momentum. But I will say Glasgow shooting has cooled off tremendously from shooting 100% in the first 3 or 4 minutes.
Ooh, another good look, Steve.
The Warren East is just not getting the outside shot to fall.
What are you going to call there, Steve?
They're going to call a block.
Okay. So this will go out of bounds. I don't think she was in the act of shooting unless I say it correctly.
They are going to give her 2 shots.
2 shots. Want to acknowledge our officials tonight. Been a lot of commentary on social media lately about the official shortage, and it's important. Again, it's important. It's okay to agree or disagree with these calls, but just appreciate and respect the job these officials are doing. It is
right. Without them, there's not going to be a ball game. Nope. So, same thing with the young people, and I know they do. They get caught up in the game sometimes, and they get flustered and frustrated. But I think they know that without these officials' time and effort, these sports are not going to happen.
I think that they stopped the game there. Glasgow was trying to get a sub in, and that young lady that went to the locker room a moment ago is okay. The officials forgot to let her get it in the game, so that's why they took a brief timeout there, and play resumes. 19-8, Glasgow leading Warren East, 2:15 to go in the first half. Mike Cleff, Steve Sanders. Carver, the nice pass.
See, that's
inside.
a great pass right there. There we go.
Very nice.
It's a really nice, making herself available in the lane. Really good, crisp pass. Warren East is not doing bad things. Again, their problem is just simply their shooting percentage. Their defense and their rebounding, and even their shot selection is really good. It's just they've got to build that confidence, get in the flow of the game, and get more of these shots to fall.
That last basket by Rayella Jones makes it 19-10 Glasgow. Good defense again.
Good defense.
Here come the Lady Raiders.
You know, we talked about getting it under 10 for halftime. They're there right now. They can hold it.
Boy.
The bank was almost open, wasn't it? Good rebound, good hustle.
Yep. And
she got bailed out with a foul because that wasn't a really good-looking shot, but she did draw the foul.
So Sam Carver will go to the line for a couple of free throws. Warren East will be in the bonus now for the rest of the half with 1:24 to go. Warren East has committed just 4 fouls as Sam Carver will try to cut into the Lady Scotties' lead even more. She does. It's now 19-11. And she'll try to slice into that deficit again, make it a 7-point margin. Nope. But there you go.
There you go.
Oh, boy.
But again,
you know, Steve.
I mean, you cannot fault their effort and their rebounding. Their rebounding alone's probably kept them in this game.
You make a great point right there, Steve. Rayella Jones with the putback, and because of their offensive rebounding, they're down just 6. Glasgow was close to a travel right there.
Glasgow made one too many passes there. That young lady that got that deep in the lane should have taken the shot, but she opted to pass it into traffic, and that really created some issues for Glasgow.
So the Lady Scotties will inbound with 55.9 seconds left. And Warren East is now down by just 6, 19-13. And now they have a chance to get even closer. Here come the Lady Raiders, Steve.
I'm Glasgow's coach. I am, I'm dismayed with the shooting percentage. They've gone from 100 to 0, and there we go. We're down to 4. I was, for Warren East, I was hoping to get it under 10, and they potentially could be down 4 points or less if they can make a defensive stop here.
Last basket by Warren East by Riley Jones.
Looks like Glasgow's going to try to hold for the final shot.
We're down to 13 seconds. Warren East within 4. And here's the drive by the Lady Scotties. Yep, nicely done. So Warren East will try to get off a quick shot before the halftime buzzer. That's Carver. Ooh, good attempt.
Good attempt, yeah.
Not quite. So we're at halftime, 21-15. Glasgow leading Warren East. And
still, they made it a game when it wasn't a game in the first few minutes.
They sure did. They sure did. We'll take a quick break. Steve and I will come back and talk about this first half in just a moment. You're watching the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months?
Yeah.
Down the drain. Give up?
Keep the rhythm going. Perfect.
Or get up.
Looks good. Good, we're going to take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
What's wrong with things?
This is a Mingy moment.
As we got a little bit farther in, is no team is going to maintain the shooting pace that Glasgow had in the first 3 or 4 minutes. I mean, they literally inside, outside, they were spot on. Once we got to the second quarter, you know, they were in the same place that Warren East was early. They couldn't buy a basket, and that's allowed Warren East to, you know, up until the last 30 seconds of the first half, it was 19-15. I think Coach Neville has to be breathing a great sigh of relief that her girls hung in there. We talk about weather in the storm sometimes, and you know, 2-3 things they did well the entire half was rebound. They rebounded on the offensive end extremely well, and good on the defensive end also. And they played good defense. You know, you can play good defense and the other team can still score. You know, good defense doesn't prevent all scoring. And when you're shooting the way Glasgow was in the early minutes of this game, you know, the best defense wasn't going to make a difference. But it did later in the first half, and that great defense and great rebounding got them right back in this game. It's anybody's game at 21-15.
The boys' game to follow between the Raiders and the Scotties of Glasgow, as we are about 6 minutes away from the start of the second half. Steve and I will take another timeout. We'll talk about tonight's boys' matchup in a moment. You are watching the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Have some Mingy.
This is a Mingy moment.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
What's wrong with these? I think we're gonna need a bigger suitcase.
This is a Mingy moment.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up
Keep the rhythm going.
or
Perfect.
get up.
Looks good. Good, we're gonna take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
All right, welcome back to Warren East High School. Both teams back out on the court, warming up for the start of the second half. We're about 4.5 minutes away from the start of the third quarter as Glasgow leads Warren East 21-15, but the Lady Raiders started the game in a 15-point deficit, as Steve mentioned before we went to break. Warren East did a great job on the offensive boards to get back into the game. In particular, great effort on the offensive boards by the Joneses. Number 4, Ray Ellen Jones, and number 23, Riley Jones. Steve, the boys matchup, the last time we saw Warren East, they played a very strong second half and posted a very nice win over South Warren.
That was a good game. It seems like forever ago, several snow days ago, or ice days, or slush days, or something ago. But they did, you know, going into halftime of that game. I don't know that we would have thought the game was over, but South Warren seemed to be in control of it. And, you know, Isaiah Andrews came out of halftime on fire and took over the game. And, you know, it came down to the wire. It was a tight one, but Warren East, you know, you got to give them credit. They really turned that game around in the second half and looked good and came out with a big win.
They also had a strong inside game in that victory by Kajarius Barber,
They
number
did.
41.
They did.
And it seemed like, Steve, that game, if you remember, Isaiah Andrews had that baseline drive and dunk.
Yeah.
And that just energized this gymnasium.
At that point, yeah, you could really feel the momentum shift completely. And, you know, that was a good matchup between Brandon Rowe and Isaiah Andrews. They guarded each other a good bit of that night. Both of them good-sized, you know, tall kids, got some length, can jump. And I thought Brandon, really seemed to be in control in the first half, and Isaiah took over in the second half.
Steve, as far as this girls' game goes, Warren East, you mentioned how good they've been on the offensive boards. I think they've also taken good shots. If the shots just fall, they're going to win this game.
Right. They would be ahead right now. If they could have gotten half of those shots to fall, they would be in the lead right now. But that being said, one thing they have to think about is, Glasgow showed in the first 3 or 4 minutes of this game that they're capable of hitting shots inside, outside. So while Warren East certainly turned things around, they have to continue to play good defense because Glasgow is capable of scoring.
Friday, Steve, we're going to be at Greenwood for the girls-boys basketball doubleheader between the Lady Gators and the Lady Spartans and Spartans of South Warren. And, Steve, what it looks like is that first matchup is basically going to be a preview. Those two teams are going to face each other probably in the opening round of district play.
Yep.
And as we've talked about, South Warren is undefeated when we've live streamed them this year.
It'll be interesting to see. We've watched both teams. Both teams have some quality wins. Kayla Grant for Greenwood's playing exceptionally well. But South Warren, you got to appreciate their defense, their shooting, their rebounding. They're a really good squad.
We're a little less than a minute away from the start of the second half. Respective timeout huddle. Again, Steve and I feel the same way. Nothing like a high school pep band doing a really nice job. And the Warren East High School pep band doing a wonderful job. We're glad they're in attendance for both games.
We'll give them a little air time there.
Oh, nicely done, Steve. Also, Steve, want to give recognition. The big development with Warren East here in the past few days. They're looking for a new head football coach as Jeff Griffith is retiring after 28 years as an educator. And, of course, this past season at Warren East, Coach Griffith led Warren East to their first undefeated regular season in 10 years and a 12-1 record, led to the regional final. So congratulations to Coach Griffith on his career. And obviously the Raiders are in search mode for a new head football coach as we're underway here in the second half. Steve, I just think if Warren East does more of the same, I think they're going to win this game.
I do too. So it'll be interesting to see how Glasgow comes out shooting this second half. See if we continue to be cold from the floor, if you see the first 3 or 4 minutes just like we saw in the first half.
No issues with foul trouble with Warren East. He only committed three fouls. I think they got a travel.
Like wow. They'll call a held ball, which goes to Warren East.
Deficit. They got within 4 late in the first half. That is Reagan Lawson. That's a three-pointer, and the Lady Scotty's now up 9, and that is Kennedy Lawson. Kennedy is one of the 3 Lawson sisters. Another one, Madison, is a little bit too in, and then Reagan is the senior. That shot no good. Kyle Glasgow gets the offensive boys basketball coach. And attendance as his team will take to the court in the late game. Let's see, 24-15, Glasgow Warren East play.
I didn't see Warren East play the second half. Touch it, but we're a long way away from the action up here on that end of the court. So
one of the officials asked another official for help. So good, the ladies officiating here and doing a good job on the offensive glass here to start the third quarter. And they're going to get another possession. The drive, the layup, no. Another offensive board for Glasgow, and they're going to get a foul. They're going to get Rail and Jones on a push on the shot attempt, so the Lady Scotties will go to the free throw line. To say the least, Steve, not the start that Warren East wanted here in the second half.
It was going to be important to get off to a good start, and it's just kind of sputtering here a little bit.
Warren East is trailing Glasgow 24-15. Mike Cleff, Steve Sanders, Warren County Public Schools Sports Network. Second free throw is good. It's now 25-15. Of course, Glasgow, their big rivals, Barron County. They're in the same county. That shot, no. And the Lady Scotties are headed the other way, trying to add to their 10-point lead. .5:10 to go in the third quarter. Glasgow is leading Warren East 25-15. Uh-oh, Steve.
28-15, Mike.
Yep. I thought Coach Neville was going to call a timeout.
Yeah. That 6-point lead's all of a sudden up to 13.
Kind of reminds us of the start of the game, doesn't it, Steve?
Right there. Glasgow shooting well, and we've got to call a foul there.
It's now 28-15. Glasgow leading Warren East. They're going to get the Lady Scotties on a push. So it's a non-shooting foul. Warren East will inbound the ball. Boys game to follow between Warren East and Glasgow. Of course, this is the first year that Warren East and Glasgow are in the same district. As Glasgow is subbing in.
She's got 3 fouls on her.
Yep. So they get the ball to Sam Carver. She's going to drive it. Kicks it over to Riley Jones. No.
Just again, we're right back to not being able to get those baskets to fall.
And the Lady Scotties have the ball in a 13-point lead. Shot is no good. I think they're going to get a foul on. Yeah. Good sportsmanship there. And we're headed the other way. So Warren East trying to get their first points here in the second half, trailing 28-15. Glasgow scored the first 15 points of the game. They've led the entire way. Warren East got within 4.
There we go.
All right. Reagan Lawson. It's now 28-17. Glasgow with 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter in the ball. The drive. They'll try a 3-ball. Short. Lady Raiders again doing a nice job on the boards. There's Reagan Lawson who hit a basket just a moment ago. Uh-oh. Not good. Oh, they get the ball back. Carver over to Reagan Lawson. There you go. I think they got a hot hand there, Steve.
They needed that.
It's now 28-20 as Reagan Lawson has hit back-to-back shots. She's the older sister of the 3 that play a lot. And
it gets answered.
Boy. And the Lady Scotties will get a timeout with 3:15 to go. We'll keep it here. Glasgow leading 31-20 over Warren East. Steve, it seems like Glasgow's shots are just coming at the worst time.
Right, Warren East, yeah. Great time for them, but not a good time for Warren East. Warren East starts to make a run on them, and you get 2 3-pointers there.
Warren East will have the ball when we resume play. Warren East got within 4 late in the first half. That's the closest they've been. As Glasgow is leading Warren East 31-20 with 3:15 to go in the third quarter. By the way, next week, weather permitting, we will be at South Warren on Tuesday, February 7th for the Lady Spartans and Spartans girls-boys basketball doubleheader against Russellville. Then on Thursday, February 9th, we'll be at Warren Central for a girls game against Ohio County. And then on Friday, February 10th, we'll be at Greenwood as the Lady Gators and Gators host Warren East. And that's not how you want to come out of a timeout, Steve.
No. And they can't leave that shooter open.
No.
I mean, there's nobody picking up that trailer. She's stopping at the three-point line and firing.
This game, Coach Neville and the Lady Raiders are watching here as they get an offensive foul. This one's getting away from Warren East. And then, Steve, we're going to have a special Saturday. We're going to be at two different locations. We're going to be at Greenwood on Saturday, February 11th, because that's Greenwood Senior Day. And then we're going to be at Warren Central as they host Paducah Tillman in a boys game. We'll let you know when the Dragons and Lady Dragons have their respective senior nights. Again, with the way the weather's been, that schedule is subject to change, so we'll try to keep you updated. 34-20, Glasgow leading Warren East. 2:21 to go in the third quarter. As the Lady Scotties, the majority of their points have come from three-point range. They're trying to extend the lead.
Good defense.
Yeah. Glasgow will retain possession. Again, the Lady Scotties have led from the get-go in this game. They scored the first.
That's going to be a foul. She reached out and grabbed her.
That is
her third.
Yeah, that's a factor.
Fourth. Fourth.
Yeah, that's a big factor, Steve, because she's the one that's accounted for all their scoring here in the second half so far. And they bring in Kenzie Upton for Reagan Lawson. As it's 34-20, Glasgow leading with 1:44 to go in the third quarter. And let's see if Sam Carver made a good effort on that loose ball, but the Lady Scotties were able to retrieve it. Wow, that's a tough shot, Steve.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to tip your hat. That was a good shot. And, oh, boy. We've reached that critical point in the game for the Lady Raiders, Steve.
That's not going to help it, Mike.
Nope. No, and Glasgow gets the offensive board, and they're going to get a foul.
Yeah, she just, anytime you put your hands aren't vertical and they reach forward, they're going to call that.
1:10 to go in the third quarter. The Lady Scotties now lead by 16, and they're going to try to add to that. Which they won't do there. So Anna Via Pearson will check in for Ray Ellen Jones. Tell you what, Steve, I think Coach Neville might be getting Reagan Lawson back in here quickly.
Yeah, she may have to.
It's now an 18-point margin after that offensive rebound and putback. Give the Lady Scotties a lot of credit. They started out fast. They started the third quarter fast. And this time they've kept the foot on the accelerator in this third quarter.
That was a good drive by Lawson on the baseline to draw the foul.
Kennedy Lawson makes the first free throw. Mentioned one